Hey there, this is Katherine Cartwright. Welcome. I've got an action-packed video for you today using the Stamps of Life card kit. This is the July 2023. I'm just going to show you quickly the contents and then we will get into making some cards. So the card kit had some freebies in it this month from Ken, and there is some adorable wooden shells. I love little wooden pieces like that. There's some epoxy dots. There is this fun A1 rounded corner card die set, and it is loaded with 3 word dies and then your card base. There's some little clear kind of bubble looking epoxy dots and then this beautiful ribbon with this kind of textured detail on it. So pretty. You always get an envelope to store your paper and goodies in there. There's some envelopes included, so when you're ready to mail your cards, you have that covered. Let's get to the paper included this month. So you get enough cardstock to make at least 10 to 12 cards for sure. So there's some powdered sugar, there's Blue Jay, kiwi, this is ginger snap, my favorite craft colored cardstock. We've got some lemonade and cloud. And then there's some other colors that are included in the paper pad. I pulled a piece of cherry, I think, into it, and some poppy as well. And speaking of the paper pad, here it is. It is adorable. It's called Summer Days. This month is the Summer Days collection. And I was just pointing out that they include the colors on the bottom of the paper pad for great reference for future projects. So included are 4 pages of these pages that are already colored that you can die cut with your stamps and dies. The stamp and die set this month is Pelican to Stamp. And so if you are a club member, you've got those. And then there was the add-on set, the More Pelicans to Stamp. So you can use those dies to cut out these shaped pieces. And then you have a bunch of pieces for your cards. So there are the contents of this. And I forgot they're the puffy stickers too. So I was just showing you that I used my dies here to cut out these pieces. And look how many you will get. Just from a few pages. They're jam-packed, and then I've got the More Pelican to Stamp to cut as well. All right, so that's your quick introduction. Let's get started. Got a lot of fun things to share today. So this is the A1 rounded corner die set. There is a card base, and then there's some layering dies, and there's this drop-in piece here that has the sunshines in them. And I'm going to work on creating a card with this. So I love this little fish paper that has all the little fishies kind of jumping out of the water. They're so cute. And lots of colors on that craft background. And I'm just trying to decide which direction I want to go. And then once I get that set, I'm going to tape that down and I'll run that through my machine. And I'm just measuring. Those are the same size. The dies, the 2 layering dies are the same one. So you get 2 of them. I was just kind of figuring out the size on that. I'll take a little piece of tape here and then I'll trim this down. Definitely I cut as close as possible to save every scrap of pattern paper I can when I get a paper pad like this. And then I'll keep all those little scraps together. You never know when you need a little scrap of paper to complete your project. So I'm kind of, I'll hold on to all of those little tiny pieces in the pattern paper. Okay, there it is, so cute. Got the card base here that I can run through my machine. And it takes a little less than half of a piece of cardstock. So you can get 2 out of your piece of paper. I'm just trying to decide which color that I want to use. And so once I make my decision, again, I'll tape that down just a little bit, and then I'm going to run my scissors around, conserving as much paper as possible. And that's that beautiful lemonade color. It's so, so pretty. How cute is that? I am really loving the size of this card, this A1. So when I say A1, I don't know the exact measurements. I'll write them in the description. I know A2 by heart. So A2 is a little bit bigger. I am going to make some A2 cards in this video. It is finished A2 is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So the A1 is definitely smaller. And again, I should have written that down. I haven't thought about the size of it in a long time, but it's so, so cute. Okay, so I'm going to add some foam to a couple of these pieces. So having these pre-cut pieces die cut makes card making very, very easy, especially when you have a fun card base like this. I did take those words and prepare them. So I added powdered sugar onto cherry cardstock. So I did pull cherry from my craft stash to add to this card kit. And again, just trying to get the little pier piece here where I wanted it to go. And then I'm going to add my little pelican. He's so cute. And so since you have the stamp and die set, if you're a club member as well, the Die Hard member, you can always embellish and add more pelicans of different colors if you wanted to. I'm just going to use all of my pre-printed ones in this card video. Okay, I'll peel these off. So I'm going to layer that little pelican on top. He's so cute. And then I'll add these fun words, loving the font of this one this month. The summer days are the same font, and then there's a happy that I'll use at some point in the video. It's a little bit different, but it's a lot of fun too. And so I've got these puffy stickers here. I'm just trying to decide which ones I want to add to the bottom of my pier. It is definitely summer where I am. We have been close to 100 most days. It's not as hot as the Southwest. I know it's been really, really hot, but it's been warm here too. I live in a more humid climate, so the humidity can really, really take it to you. But regardless, pretty warm. So I'm definitely feeling the summer vibes today. Okay, so I want to spend a few minutes with this kind of drop-in piece. So I'm going to do, cut this out. I'm also going to make it as a stencil as well. So I'm going to pop out all of these cute little sunshines. I'll use a few of them. These would be great for a shaker card too, to have a fun little embellishment. And I kind of could see using these maybe for an outer space kind of card too. If you cut these in a different color and kind of changed up your theme a little bit, maybe you could make this into kind of a outer space theme. I don't know. They're a little bit not quite like stars, of course, but I could kind of see a little bit of that. All right, so I'm going to run the poppy through as well. Since I've got this out, I have taped my two pieces together. So I've got that frame and then the sunshine in there. So you could cut a bunch of these and make some fun confetti. So I'll come back to that poppy one in a few minutes, but I wanted to go ahead and cut a few of them to have on hand to create my cards. And it makes them so quick and easy. So I went and cut a second piece. This is the yellow, is the lemonade, the brighter one. And then I've got banana on the bottom. So I just took that same die that went around the sunshine and cut it out so I can layer this together. You could go back and fill in your suns with a different color if you wanted to, but I loved the way that this looked with the banana popping through, so you get a nice contrast. And I'm going to take a little piece of tape and kind of tape down my little shell here onto my mat, and then I'm going to take a brush and run some ginger snap over it. I would love to spend some more time with these little wood shells. I might try and emboss them. I didn't have time in this video. It's pretty lengthy already, but I think you could do a lot of fun things altering those little shells. All right, so now I'm ready to start putting some of this card together. I chose the ginger snap to create my card base. I mean, it is so quick and easy using this card base. It is awesome. And then I'm going to take some foam. You'll see me cutting foam a lot in here. I use a foam sheet mostly. I have two foam products I use. I use a foam sheet from Stamps of Life, and then I also have some little dimensionals from different companies. They're from Stamping Up. There is another company. It's not 3M. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll link them in the description. So I use a couple of different foam products, and I like to show this part even though it's a little tedious. I get asked a lot, like, what do you use to adhere your projects down? And so I leave this part in the video, even though it adds a little bit of time. I get a lot of questions, and so I like to leave that in there. All right, I've got a piece of ribbon here, and I am just going to loop this around and create a bow. So I just took that one tail and then closed that, and then opened the other side to wrap that around, if that makes sense. So I've got a cute little bow here, and then I'll trim my tails off because I didn't have enough room to tie the bow on there, but I really wanted one to wrap the ribbon around. So I am going to trim this down, and then I will add that to my card to finish it off. So cute. I've got one more little piece of foam there that I will add to the back. You could also use a glue dot. I've kind of misplaced my glue dots. I haven't been using them lately, and so they've kind of disappeared on my craft table. I'm sure if I were to clean my craft table off, they would appear. They're in there buried somewhere. Okay, so there we go. Now, since I didn't really have room for a sentiment on the front because I really filled my page, so to speak, I am going to add my words inside. So I've cut Happy Summer, just the word die. I'm not using the shadow on this one since it's inside. So here is the Happy Summer, and I used Poppy cardstock, a beautiful color and perfect for summer. And then I will add that into the card. So that inside is obviously the same piece that I used to cut the sun piece, but I'm just able to use it on the inside. It's a perfect layer inside your card. Okay, and now I've found these little bubbles that I wanted to pull out from the box, and I'm just trying to decide which one I want to use to add to my little shell because it needed a little bit of bling. I didn't really use much bling in this video. Usually I'm pulling out some stickles, but I didn't in this video. I did pull out, however, sunglasses to stamp one of my favorite summer sets, and I have created this fun little pair of sunglasses. You are so cool. I love this stamp and die set. I think it had 3 stamps included that you could purchase in the kind of suite when it came out years ago, and I absolutely loved it. Okay, so what I have done on this one, you may think that card looks a little bit different. I dug out my A2 sized of the rounded corner die set, and I am layering this A1 onto the A2, and it fits perfectly. So I'm just laying out where I want it to go. So that Summer Days is part of the A1 set, and then that larger piece, that would be cherry cardstock, and then my base is Blue Jay. That is the larger A2. So you may have this in your craft stash, so you can definitely pair these together. All right, so I added I've got a few of my pelicans, and I added a little pair of sunglasses to that one pelican. I had to. It's, again, they're all those awesome dies in the sunglasses suite of products. And then I'm going to add my pelican flying by, and then we'll add a little bit more foam to my sunglasses. I'm definitely going to pull out a little sunshine. I'm going to use one of the suns that popped out of the inside of that background die, and so I will reuse that for sure. And I'm just trying to get my pelican where I want him to go and where I want to set my sunglasses in relation to that. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one directly on, and I'm gluing it on because he definitely needs to have the inside of his sunglasses. So I'm just laying these out, making sure that they fit. So cute. You could use, I've used silver cardstock, like mirror cardstock, for my lenses. It's really cute. So you can create these sunglasses in this kind of theme, any color that you want. The possibilities are limitless, but I encourage you to look at the sunglasses, or if you have them, to pull them out. They pair great with the pelican set. Okay, so I have moved on to the poppy one, and I added a bright, I did banana behind that as well. I'm doing the same thing here. I'm creating an A2 sized card with the A1 front. Okay, and then I used one of those beautiful new patterned paper pieces, this kind of graphic design. I love it, that was included in this paper pad. It is so fresh and modern, and it just looks really, really great. So I'm loving that paper. I'm going to use it again a little bit later in the video. All right, I've got my foam going again, and then I will add this and one of my little pelicans on there. But I love having so many of these little friends here to create my cards. It makes doing a bunch of cards very quick and easy. And then you can just shop your stash for some of your older Stamps of Life products. They all work so well together. And the summer is kiwi, so I did use my kiwi cardstock here, and then I added the lemonade on top. And I'm just trying to decide where to put my summer days. I don't want to cover up too much of my suns, and they just work really well with this product. There we go, another A2 size card. Okay, so here is the stencil that I mentioned. I ran that same die through one more time, and I am going to use Bristol cardstock underneath. And I cut the paper. It's close to the size of my Bristol, which is about A2 sized. So I will have a little bit of an edge since that panel is for an A1 card, if that makes sense. And then I've got my texture paste here, and I'm going to stir that up good. And I'm going to work and try and run this through my paper stencil. So if you've got a die like this, you can always turn it into a stencil this way. I also wanted to do some stenciling with it with my brushes and such, but again, I didn't have enough time to do it. So I may do a companion video. I've still got some ideas running around in my head, so maybe I'll make another video with this card kit, 'cause I had a lot of fun ideas that I didn't get to finish. Okay, so I wiped my knife off here. I have run this texture paste through my cardstock, taking care not to push hopefully too hard and smush it all over the place. And it looks pretty good. I got a little bit of paste on the top, so I'll just quickly wipe that off. So that paper is trimmed to 4 by 5 1/4. And now that it is dry, I've let it, it's probably been a couple of hours, I would say. I'm going to tape that down onto my mat because I want to do my edges. And then I'm going to run this all over my panel. And you'll see these little sunshines just pop out with that bright yellow around it. And I am using lemonade here, one of my favorite yellows. And I'm just going to run my brush over there, and you can see that it kind of resists the color, the texture paste, and it looks so great. I really want to do a video on this texture paste too. When I can find some time, because it's a fun product and I love adding some dimension to my cards, and you can also do some fun techniques with it, so I want to kind of explore it a little bit. So I'm happy with where that color turned out, and then I trimmed a piece of the paper pad. There was that cool kind of ombre paper that looks like a sandy beach. And then there's another one that's similar. So I love those papers too. Those are kind of fun and fresh as well. I'm just going to trim up my paper. I just want to have somewhere to kind of ground my pelicans. And so I'm going to go through my pile of them, and I'm picking out some of them to create my scene. I love the one that's kind of got his back turned to you. And then I can start adhering all of these to my card. And I'm pulling out those puffy stickers again. Got this cute umbrella, but I can't decide which one I want to use. And I'm chasing pelicans over there. They get away from me. And then I think I want to do the other color, that brighter one, the green and pink one. So cute against that yellow. I love that way that looks out. He's kind of hanging out, chilling on the beach, looking for fish, having a good time, having a good summer, and checking things out. So I'll pop him up a little bit since I've got that puffy sticker. I can't glue him directly onto there, so he needs to kind of sit above. And he's working on his getting his vitamin D for the day. And then I will add some more foam to this other one. So pretty, so cute. And then he will be added to the side, hanging out with his friends. Maybe you're at the beach this summer, or you're heading to the beach. I have not been to the beach this summer yet. And, well, I take that back. I have been to the beach, now that I think about it. It's just not the beach that we normally go to. And I'm not sure I'll get to the beach that we normally go to this summer. Hopefully in the fall. It's pretty in the fall, too. You can't swim as much, but you can still sit and enjoy those ocean waves and bike riding. Okay, I added this on my little scene here onto a piece of poppy, and then this will go onto a kiwi card base. And those little shells are so cute. I wish I had more of them. It's like I get all these little things and I don't want to use them because they're so cute. And puffy stickers, I know I've said this before in my videos, definitely remind me of the 80s. I can remember walking around The mall, yes, the mall, a mall, and and going through some of the stores and getting puffy stickers. They were just so cool. And of course, I added a little fish to his mouth because he needed a little treat to eat while he is hanging out on the beach. All right, so I'm moving on to this beautiful paper. Here's that same kind of graphic paper. I trimmed it down. It's not totally split in half because of the pattern. So I just kind of measured it where the straight line was, and I cut that, and then I'm layering this onto another piece of the paper that's got those cute pelicans. I used some chocolate and ginger snap here to create my summer days word dies on there, and then I will add one of these posts and this sweet little short little scrunched up pelican who is just kind of hanging out, staying warm maybe, kind of scrunching down. I love when they kind of get all scrunched up like that. They're so cute. And then that one will go onto my card, and this is an A2 size card, so I didn't use that card base. This is the full-sized card. There it is. And then he needs a little shade too, so I'm going to use that cute other umbrella. All right, so I've got a step up here. This is a little rounded corner. Keeping with that rounded corner theme, I kind of shopped my stash. It's going to take me a second to get this one going. I can't ever remember how to put these together. It takes me a second sometimes, but I had to remember how to fold it. But you get your, hill and valley going, and so the mountain and valley, I should say. And there we go. Finally got it together. And it has these fun layering dies included in the set, so I used one of those kind of ombre, sandy looking papers that is absolutely gorgeous. And I am going to add this onto my card. And then I can fill it in with some more fun pelicans. I love these step-up cards. They're so quick and easy, yet it looks really, really fantastic. Like you spent a lot of time on them, but you really didn't. You just cut a few pieces of paper, and then you can adhere them to your panel, and they look fantastic. And I love the way they fold flat for mailing. It's just a fun little surprise. I've always liked those step-up cards. And now I'm going to work on putting this together, adding my little friends on there, seeing where I want them to go. And I will glue this one directly onto my card. I'm going to keep this one pretty flat for mailing, and so that way it can go quickly off to a friend. Got some more of the little pelicans here. Just going to add glue to the bottom of them so I don't glue the panels together and go too far. So just the little bottoms of them will be glued together. And then I've got to see what I have left. I'm getting low on my numbers, but hopefully I'll have enough. I think I'll have plenty to finish all of my cards. And this one flying in the front, so cute. Now I will add, before I mail it, I'll use the back of it and there's my little sunshine. I will use the back of it to write my sentiment. Since this one's pretty full and there's not really a lot of room for it, I will write that on the back. And he needs a little fish too. I'm trying to get him where I want him to go. Another one of those little puffy fish. And then I have a few more in there with those shells. I love the shells. Again, love the puffy stickers. Super cute. So I'm just kind of filling my page with my shells, quick and easy. All right, I like the way that turned out. Okay, so here comes another one. I'm back to the A1. I have gone ahead and die cut everything, loving that paper again. And I stamped this Delivering Sweet Wishes to You. That came from the Pelican to Stamp set. Now, of course, I forgot to put my ribbon on there. As I immediately glued it down, I thought, oh no, I forgot to put my ribbon that I wanted to add to the side. And so I pulled that off, and now I'm going to go back and add that to the left side of my card. I'm just going to make a simple knot on this one, and then I will get that turned the way that I want, and I will trim down my tails of my ribbon. So pretty. I love this color of the paper, the green and that kind of cherry together. And I'm just going to use some dry adhesive here since I had already put down the wet, and then I've got that ribbon because I really want to make sure the ribbon side sticks down well. So I just took a second to use a dry adhesive instead. I just used a rectangle to cut out that delivering sweet wishes to you. And then I will add all of this onto my card, just kind of laying out exactly where I want it to go. I know I want the little one flying in the air, and I'd love to be able to fit another one on the side, and I think I can make it work. So that little sentiment goes on the bottom, and then one more piece of foam to pop up my one on the side. He's so cute. He needs a little bit on his head. I was trying not to adhere the whole thing because it's going to need to kind of sit on top, so to speak, that delivering sweet wishes to you. So I'm kind of making it even and matching up the height of the pelican with my sentiment. And here goes the little one flying on top, delivering those sweet wishes to you. So cute. Pulled out another favorite, the grid die set. This might be number one. I can't remember. There's several of them, but I love the grids, especially working with patterned paper. These are quick and fun and super easy. And so I've gone ahead and cut the frame out of, this is Blue Jay cardstock, that light blue. And I'm going to add this onto a poppy panel that is included in that set. And so then you've got your 4 boxes to fill. And I've got them laid out. I went ahead and cut them as well. And then I'm going to get my pattern going together. And then these will all go back into my card front. Really quick and easy. A great way to use your patterned paper. And so now I'm ready to add the glue directly to my panel, and then I'm going to pop each one back into there. And so cute. And then I can add a little bit extra to my card. Very, very cute. And then I always keep the little frame. So there's a little frame from that summer paper. And then before I glue that, I decide that I want to add some more of those stamps to my image. So again, pulling out Pelican to stamp, flying by to say happy birthday. So I'm going to take this to my stamp positioner and get that ready to go. And now I can add that into my card, and I've got my sentiment all ready. Love that aspect of the grid because it's a good size rectangle that you can add into there. So cute. And now I'm going to add this to a powdered sugar card base. And so that will go directly onto there. And then now I can add some of my friends flying by to say happy birthday. I still have a few of them that are flying left. And so I'm definitely going to use them. So, so cute. So I love the grid series. There's several of them. I think I have one with an oval center, one with a circle center. I think there's one that has 3 openings on the left and then a long rectangle on the right. Just a lot of fun. They are kind of must-haves in your collection. If you are new to crafting or if you're looking for something fun to kind of add a little bit extra to your craft stash, the grid series is a great one to look at. So look at that. How cute. All right, so I did want to do one card that really was not Pelican themed at all. Again, totally loving this cardstock, that paper patterned paper that has the awesome pattern on it, the grid kind of looking graphic look. And so I pulled out my monogram stamp set. I think it's called Upper Script is the stamp. And I had this little die in my craft stash, layering die, and so I pulled that out as well. I thought it worked really well with the pattern. And so I'm just going to create a quick note card. I think these would be fun to make a set of. We've just come out of the graduation season at the time of this video, and so I think these would be fun to make for some graduates to give them some stationery. You could make homemade stationery with this, and I love the size again of the note card. So it is just great. The A1, a lot of fun. So just wanted to show you that one as well for another idea to use if you get this card kit. All right, so here are all the cards that I made. Thanks for sticking with. I hope that you found some inspiration and some ideas. And leave me a comment. Let me know if you have a favorite one. I would love to hear. And let me know if you like the A1 size card base. I'm really digging it this month. Very, very cute. And there is that texture paste card that is so fun. And then using the grid. So I love shopping my stash with these card kits and making a bunch of fun things. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. If you're not a club member, be sure to check in the description. I've got all the details for you. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.